Hey everyone, we'll be starting in a moment. I am just getting things set up. Okay, voices being picked up. Things seem to be okay for the moment, so I think we're good to go. Hi everyone. Welcome to another stream of Ace Attorney Investigations Collection Supreme Ultra Edition or something. Hi, welcome. Today we are continuing. We had left off last time after a weekend of being resting. I was gonna say being away, but I didn't go anywhere, so but yeah, I hope everyone had a nice weekend. We are continuing with the airplane case where we were first wrongfully accused of the murder, where we managed to prove that someone else was in charge because we were, innocent. I had to think of the word for a second there. But we ended up looking around. We found out that some people might be more mysterious and hiding things than we know. And I fully believe that it's the blonde woman that ended up killing the guy. And, but also the other flight attendant might have something to hide, because she makes an ugly suitcase, which makes her evil. But, yeah. Also, Franziska's back. Yay! I get to do German voice, although I did technically tune it down a bit last time when I brought her back. So, yay! We're going to see how far we can get today. We might get to case 3. Really? Okay. Also, hi, Raphatron. Yes, hello. We're going to see how much we can get done. We're going to try and finish what we can and go see what happens. Didn't you say Rhoda last time? Did it last time? No, I thought it was the blonde woman. The way I'm thinking is with Tornero is that she's probably just like... She's the red herring where it's like, oh, I'm hiding something, therefore I'm the murderer. It's like, no, it's the blonde woman. Because they're trying too hard to make her not seem that much of a threat because she sleeps. And is some sort of jealous girlfriend type. But she's got more to her. Really set on that theory, aren't you? What theory? Game theory? You talking about the tile? I only came to... right. Because I said that I thought that the guy fell from a high fall because he has an injury on his head. And the murder weapon turned out not to be the murder weapon. Right. No, I didn't call it that. I just called it that because airplane, sky, falling. To be honest, I kind of didn't even think of that. But yeah, we're going to see how much we get done. So without further ado, let's get to it. If I can find it. There you are. Also, we did get an achievement for looking at those chess pieces last time on the airplane. It just, for some reason, I'm not getting pop-ups or notifications for it on game. We're in the air. You can listen to this cool music while I check things. Okay, that's all good. Is it times of these I wish I had a model or something that you could see me just like dancing a little. Okay, up on there. And it's up on there. Cool. Hopefully there's going to be no issues, but there hasn't been last time I played this, so we should be good. Alright, we're good to go. Yes, we are good to go. Yes, we are. Let's do this. Continue. Middle. Franziska's logic. Yes. I also found out that Java has multiple versions of itself. I originally only had Java 8, but it goes up to 25. I thought Java 8 was just called Java. I didn't know there were other versions. So now I have 8 and 21. Maybe that'll make a difference? I don't know, but it made a difference for some things. They load a lot faster now. Alright, if I heard correctly, we were about to go into the room to question. I believe we looked at everything. Just draw and edit in a crappy page of your avatar. Like 2 dots and a mouth. Ooh, this is a fancy room. Why is there just a picture of a woman on a poster and they're like zooming in on various parts of her? Button up? What is that other one saying? Something about edge of the at properly, maybe? And the other one says straight. Maybe that's straight hem. Go you! Keep your cabin clean. That is not clean in the slightest. You can really tell who sleeps where. Obviously, Tenero's on the top bunk, and the bottom bunk is probably tired girl. March 12th, 2:23 p.m. Flight G390. First floor, flight attendant's room. I'm trying. I have to recall voices again. So you're the one that poked around this plane without the captain's permission. Deviating from the flight attendant's manual is very unbecoming, you know. What were you hoping to accomplish by doing that? Cammy, that's it. Mr. Nero. Ah, Mr. Edgeworth, you're here too. Bless you. Thank you. I guess. I didn't sneeze, it was a cough, but thank you. Can you please help us and shed some light on why you did what you did? Alright. Whee! This door leads to the cargo hold, but I can't let you through without Miss Von Karma's express permission. Where did we come from, then? That's not a bad way to handle this situation if it was any old case, but this isn't. So between you and Miss Von Karma, who's better at their job? Oh, there is no comparison to be made, Detective. None. I'm better. It's pretty easy to tell who sleeps in which bunk just by looking. I'm almost certain that the well-kept one up top belongs to Miss Tenero. Ugh, this bottom one is a giant mess. You sovereign squalid scoundrel of a man. You dare to scrutinize a woman's bed and invade her privacy? Yow! Ugh. And there are some things in life best kept to yourself, Detective. I can judge women's room, it's fine. It's ugly. I mean, I guess I can see a hole there. What is all this junk inside these trunks? There's no rhyme or reason to any of it. That's all lost and found, Mr. Edgeworth. Gold crowns, swords, and necklaces. It's like a treasure trove in here, sir. The fact that these were left on the plane implies they were carried onto it to begin with. Something tells me it's time to forgo you to send its metal detectors out for repairs. And what are inside these boxes? Oh, those are some souvenirs I bought in Virginia. There's so many! There's even a second box! Well, yes, I find that folk art from around the world does great things for my creativity. These suitcases certainly would have done a whole lot less of your creativity. Suitcase. It's one of those suitcases designed by Miss Tenero. You can tell it's been hardly ever used by the lack of even a single scratch on it. So these are the attendants' lockers, huh? Let's hurry up and examine them, sir. Why must men be so rude? Besides, who exactly gave you permission to search through those attendant lockers? Wait, Detective! It would be uncouth for us to look in a woman's locker without her permission. Yeah, I guess so. Plus I feel this murderous draft and I can sense a whip not far behind. Oh, I can't... Oh, there we go. You think 9/11 having an ace attorney seems to have no security? Wow. Probably not. To be honest, this place is probably a I hate to say safer, because there are a lot of bad stuff that happens, but not as bad as, like, real. So, no? What exactly is this panel for? That's the emergency control panel for the elevator. We used it to stop the elevator on the first floor and keep its doors open. Why is it in here? It's a weird place to have this, but sure. Well, go on. Let's hear our troublesome attendant out. In due time, I do have one thing I'd like to ask you. Yes? Do you plan to continue using that whip for the foreseeable future? Of course. I've wrangled many a testimony out of people thanks to it. Yeah, and probably a whole ton of you. Oh! And I'm willing to bet that the majority of them came from you, Detective. Imagine if there's a game that's set further in the timeline, like after the last one, and Franziska comes back, and instead of having a whip, she has a riding crop. Times have changed. I've grown up. I now use something more deadly. She looks dead. Why did you lie about receiving the captain's permission like that? Because I didn't think I would be able to get his permission. What do you mean? The captain... he only has ears for Cammy. I spoke with the captain a little earlier myself. He definitely seems to be rather taken with Miss Meal. Yes, and on top of that, I had mistakenly accused Mr. Edgeworth of being the killer. I wanted to make amends. In that case, please allow me to thank you for what you have did. For what you have done. Thanks to you, I was able to clear myself of all charges. Really? You were able to prove your innocence? Oh, thank goodness. Miss Tenero, is it? It's like I'm making her a female Edgeworth now that I'm thinking about it. For Franziska. There is one more thing I'd like to ask you. Fun fact, Anime Franziska used a riding crop as a kid. Oh! Well, I guess I was right in some respects. You were in the in-flight shop just before the turbulence, weren't you? Please answer honestly. Yes, I was. And why were you there? Well, Why the sudden hesitation? Franziska seems to have struck a nerve. All I did was go to check up on the shop like I always do. You're saying it was for work, then? For some reason, I immediately thought that I was going to get the freaking, the Magatama show up, and it's like the lock shop with the chains, and it's like, what is this? You're saying it was for work, then? Yes, I'm in charge of the shop, so I have to keep an eye on it. I don't have any reason to go there otherwise. After your visit the shop, you paid a visit to this room, correct? Yes, I came back to freshen up and adjust my makeup. You have makeup? I'm sorry, but there isn't much to tell. Mr. Nero claims to have no reason other than duty to go to the shop. But is that all there is to it? Maybe I should ask her about that thing. Hey, look, I'm a lawyer. I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. Which reminds me, keep her away from the disco stick. I don't know how to answer you. As a professional flight attendant, I'm a failure. She must have been worn out from the long questioning session she just went through. Going through each one. Ugly suitcase. If you could please take a look at this for me, Miss Tenero. Oh, that suitcase. Yes, about this suitcase. You're the one who designed this abomination, correct? And I think I figured something else out about it. This suitcase is the reason you went to the shop, isn't it? There's nothing you won't find out eventually, is there? What, do you think her eyes just look like that? Like what? I already forgotten what was mentioned, what? Sorry. Won't you please tell me more about this suitcase? Yes, well, I was interested in seeing how the suitcases I had designed were selling. I know that as a service professional I'm not supposed to care, but I really wanted to know, and I was glad to see that it was the last one there. The last one there? So you're saying, Mr. Nero, that the suitcase in question was the last one? Yes, they're so popular they're practically flying off the shelves. That's not exactly the impression I got. The one in the shop is most definitely the last one. Well, we're currently looking at that suitcase. Really? Then I guess we sold all of them. Thank you very much for taking the last one. I didn't say anything about buying it. Oh, wearing makeup. Okay, yeah. Then say you'll buy it. I'm sorry, I can't. But why? I think it'd go great with your complexion, Mr. Edgeworth. It really suits you. Your bright green complexion. I guarantee it personally as a service professional. Well, that is... How should I put this? It's hideous. What? Maybe that was a bit too direct. Moving on. It's like, not even a sorry, just like, moving on. My issue with the suitcase isn't the design, it's the number of them remaining. Remaining? There are 2 suitcases in the in-flight shop when I investigated it. 2, but that's impossible. I'm sure there was only 1. It looks like our story has generated quite the contradiction. When I left the shop, I'm positive there's only 1 suitcase left. Something is amiss here. What could be the meaning of this inconsistency? By the way, Miss Tonero, what is one of the suitcases doing here? That's... I thought you said there was only 1 left. That one is, it's mine. I've used it for a very long time. She's used it for a long time? I think not. It says 1,200,000 on it. I know it says 1,200. I'm just saying. It's funny if it was. Miss Tenero, I appreciate if you wouldn't lie to me. Excuse me? I don't believe for 1 second that you've used this for a very long time. What proves that this hasn't been used for nearly as long as Miss Tenero says? The fire hydrants. That's this. Take that! Tell me, Miss Tenero, is it your habit to also keep the price tag pristine on your suitcase? What is the meaning of this? Why would you lie about a suitcase? Despite having faith in her design sense, the sales numbers made her cry bitter tears. The truth is becoming increasingly clear to me. Did she buy it herself to make it seem as though they're selling well? Probably in some other currency? Yeah, maybe. Ruples, 1,200,000 ruples. I buy at good price. Miss Tender, I think I understand. I know what you're trying to hide. And now then, this suitcase was originally in... Seeing as how the price tag is still on this suitcase, one can only assume it was out on the floor for sale in the shop. And the person who brought this suitcase was... Take that! It was you, wasn't it, Miss Tenero? I hate to say this, but this suitcase that you designed, it hasn't sold very well, has it? You saw how poorly this design that you poured into your heart into selling was... whatever, and were deeply hurt. That's why you wanted to make it look like you were selling by buying it yourself. Isn't that right? Then, the reason you went to the shop and came back here was... I'm sorry. All I really have is my job. I was overjoyed when my design was chosen. I thought that maybe I had finally accomplished something. But the suitcase didn't sell. It's because of the design, isn't it? All because it has It's all because it is, as you put it, hideous. I can't say they chose a great place in which to sell them, either. We weren't selling a single one, and they were just sitting there collecting dust. She bought a suitcase. What other atrocities could she be hiding? She's buying her own product. Murder. She's a murderer. I feel so bad seeing them there, day in and day out. So I decided to buy one for every flight I worked. You what? You buy one every single time you work a flight? I see. So in order to keep your resolution, you went and bought one today as well. Yes, and here's my receipt for that purchase. This receipt is clearly timestamped 5:40 AM. Wouldn't that be after the murder? No, before. Okay. Well, no, that says 6:15. It doesn't really tell him he died at that point. Just as Mr. Nero said, the timestamp said she bought the suitcase at 5:40 AM. That's it? Okay. I mean, they made a 3D model of this. I thought there was going to be something more to it. It literally just says what it said. The truth is, there's still a bunch of them left unsold. They're planning to scrap the remaining ones at the end of this flight. Mr. Nero, where are the other suitcases? They should all be down in the cargo hold. Then the suitcase used... then the suitcase the killer used could very well have come from the cargo hold. Mr. Edgeworth, you don't think that the killer used one of my suitcases to... Yes, I do. The killer used one of your beloved suitcases to move the victim's body. I think they narrowed it down to between 5:45 and 6:15. Yeah, because the body was discovered at 6:15. So it's any time between then. Because the guy was in his seat at 5. So any time from 5 until 6:15. So we'll probably find out eventually when they do an autopsy. How could they? Because it's so hideous, no one would want to touch it. Those suitcases were meant to be a faithful partners to our passengers on their trips. They're literally suitcases. They're not alive. Stop treating them like they are. That's all I ever wished for them to be. Mr. Nero, is there any other way to get to the cargo hold other than the elevator? The only other way is just through that door there. And what about security? The door has no special lock installed because... Well, just to enter this room, you need a special keycard that only crew members have access to. Which means that the culprit is someone who can enter this room, eliminating the passengers and leaving only crew members as potential suspects. I can't believe it. Yes, Francisca? Going on these wild goose chases, you disgrace the Von Karma name. It's hard to disgrace something that has already been ruined. And what do you mean by that? The suitcase came from the cargo hold. That fact alone tells the whole story. Yes, which is why I said the culprit must be a crew member who used their keycard. Miles Edgeworth, you're proposing that the killer rode the elevator from the cargo hold, correct? Yes, that's the only realistic possibility. That other attendant, Miss Millie. I asked her earlier and she had this to say. Francisca got information out of Miss Millie. Meal, whatever her name is. I keep switching back and forth between Meal and Millet. Like, if they got rid of the other E, it would be fine. In order to take the elevator down to the cargo hold, a different keycard is required. A different one. Yes, and the only one person who holds that particular card is you, Miss Rhoda Tenero, and only you. Ah! What? Is this true, Miss Tenero? Yes, I keep that keycard in my locker at all times. Could you please show us that keycard right now? Yes, hold on. It's not there. I don't believe it. What's wrong? The keycard, it's gone. Ha ha. Very clever. She dreams of being a designer. Let her have this. I will not let her have it. She's a murderer. Pretending that your card was stolen, when in fact you're just trying to hide it from us. You really thought this through. Wait, it's not like that. You can tell us about what it's like down at the station. Officer, arrest this woman. Yes, madam. Oh, yes, ma'am. Mr. Edgeworth. What's wrong? There's disbelief written all over your face. Francisca, I know that you are the lead investigator on this case. However... Hold it. Don't even think about wasting any more of my time. You know the rules as well as I do. Evidence speaks louder than words. Even if this isn't a courtroom, the basic tenet still applies. I'm starting to get back into it. Okay. I intend to investigate the cargo hold now. What will you do, Miles Edgeworth? I intend to do likewise. Oh, that's the to be continued place? Okay. Weird place to put that. And she was put to death. And that was the last time I saw Miss Tenero. She found herself. She found herself? We found her hung up in her cell by mice. The last thing she said, I'm tired, boss. Didn't I already save? Ah, screw it. Save again. Gumshoe, your shoulder's in my mouth. Get out of the way. Like, Francisca gets enough space. Gumshoe takes up most of the right side, and I'm just like completely covered nearly by him. 252. Wow, so this is the cargo hold, huh? It's so big! That's what she said. Oh god, look at all of them. What's that in reference to? I have to think back to what I said now. I know what you're talking about, I'm just trying to remember what I said. You might need to jog my memory. It's like, the moment I'm like focusing on doing voices, I'm like, I've already forgotten what I've said in the past. This plane is a special model. It has both a super large cargo hold and ultra luxurious first class seating. So this is the real scene of the murder. There is certainly a high probability of that, which is why we are here, correct? I thought you were going for the financier. Okay, let's get to investigating, sir. Lower deck cargo hold. That's what Maggie said. Ooh, I just love pushing buttons on elevators and crosswalk signals. Oh, yeah. Hung by mice and she said I'm Thai boss. That's from, it's from a, I believe it's a, why do I keep coming up with Steven Seagal? It's not a Steven Seagal film. Horror writer. What's his name? The guy who did The Shining. Why can't I remember his name right now? I'm just drawing a blank. I know who he is. Anyway, that guy. It's from the film. It's like Death Row. And there's a guy who has like superpowers. I have to look this up now. Stephen King, that's it. The Green Mile, that's it. It was called The Green Mile. That's the film. I was making a reference to that. Because the guy's like a friend to a mouse, and he brings him back to life, and then at the end of the film, he's like, "I'm tired, boss." You should give it a try, sir. Go on, push it. The elevator is currently stopped on the first floor, detective. It can't move. Oh, yeah. I guess nothing would happen if you pushed it now. Well, nothing would happen normally anyway without the special keycard. Yeah. I think the reason why I got confused with Stephen King and Steven Seagal is their first name is both Stephen. Except, you know, one of them is a good writer, one of them is a terrible actor. Although, to be fair, they're probably not the best actors. Neither of them are, but, you know, one is not an actor, one of them is supposed to be. But then his entire life is a fake, so, you know. Why am I getting on a tangent about Seagal? Moving on, both the door to the attendant's room and the elevator's control panels require a keycard, which makes it impossible for a passenger to come down here. Flammable. Tasty winery. This is wine. Is it going to call it grape juice still? All sorts of boxes are piled up here. This one says flammable, and this one says it's pharmaceuticals. This one says for exorcism use only. Just what kind of operation is this airline running? It's a cargo hold. It's going to have various things in it. Have you noticed anything strange happening around here? No, sir. I haven't noticed anything. I'm not sure that he meant to sound so oblivious. I actually made that sound oblivious. The return of Shepard's Rant. You know about Shepard's Rants? That's ages ago. I think I only did a few of those. But nice callback. You arrived at the scene of the crime before Detective Gumshoe, correct? And you then immediately began to direct the investigation. It seems to me that you were already here at this airport for something besides the murder. Yes, I was. I've been following a very large and involved governmental-level international crime. That is a long list of words there. But it's much too large for one person to take on alone. So it was decided I should form a joint operation with Interpol. Interpol, huh? The International Police. Interpol is involved. It is a top-secret operation. I can't really tell you more than I've already have. There's something much more urgent we should be dealing with right now. Don't waste my time of yours. Or yours. There's something much more... blah, 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 blah. That's the victim. It's infuriating to see him crumple on the floor like that, lifeless. I will catch the one who did this to him myself. I swear it. A German switching back in. Franziska is really worked up over the victim. You know, one thing I've actually noticed, at least maybe for this one, I don't know if I'm misremembering from the second game, but like with Franziska, she actually kind of feels for the victims. Like, she gets angry about it. It's like, I'm going to find the perpetrator and I'll kick their ass, you know, in court. What do you think about this piggy bank, Miss Franziska? What do I think? What else is there to think about that is a murder weapon? I meant, what do you think about the Captain Ugo himself? He's a crude rendition of a genus of primates commonly referred to as slow lorises. Never heard of that. They're like ringtail lemurs. Loris comes from the Dutch word for simpleton, which is extremely fitting because that's exactly what Captain Ugo represents, the guilty simpleton I'm going to arrest. I don't suppose that she's capable of giving a more normal answer. I'm actually surprised she talked that much about it. Imagine if you presented a suitcase to her and she's like, that thing is disgusting, get it away from me. And then later she like buys one. She like just buys it because she wants to help the flight attendant. Hey, what's this suitcase, pal? It is what the victim checked in, sir. So this suitcase belonged to Mr. Hicks. I don't think he'd mind if we took a closer look. There's nothing out of the ordinary in here, sir. Wait, a file? And there's a photo of Miss Von Kammer in it, sir. It looks like a profile on Franziska. Ah, he must have worked for Interpol then. And he was going to be the guy that worked with her. Why would Mr. Hicks have a file on her? Holy suitcases, Mr. Edgeworth. It's like an all-you-can-see-you suitcase fair. These must be the leftover ones they couldn't sell. She's a Sundari. Yeah. The ones the company is planning to dispose of after this flight is over. And none of them have been locked into place. I would have expected like some wire maybe to hold them down, but they're just out there loose. This paint job is really cool, don't you think? It practically screams artsy. Oh, why not purchase one then? I'm sure it will bring you much happiness. You think so? Maybe I will. Let's see here. $1,200? I think I'll pass. And Miss Tenero wonders why they don't sell. You need 2 jobs just to buy one. Although, it definitely looks like one is missing. What is this brittle substance I'm stepping on? It's a bunch of glass fragments. It's her ex. Bed sheets. Keeping track of this many pieces of cargo must be very taxing for the cargo crew. This sure brings back memories of when I used to work at a part-time mover, sir. By the look in his eye, he's waiting for me to ask about the rest of the story. But no matter how he pours on the puppy eyes, I have no intention of doing so. I have no interest in menial labor. Singfar Express? I'm just going to call it. That is a big, massive cargo thing they've got there. Is that going to be the statue that we saw in the picture? Because there's no way that it would just show a picture of that big-ass statue in the background and not be important in some way. Yes, sir? Notice anything? This cargo is really big. I can't believe they fit stuff like that down here. Detective, what are you going on about? We're in the middle of an investigation here. Whoa, stuff's falling on me. I can't really get into my work without something like this happening first. Well, let's get down on the show on the road. So which item do you want to start on? In this world, there are those who are masochistic, and then there's Gumshoe. So that flight attendant, Rhoda De Niro, she's the killer, isn't she? I don't think we can say for sure yet. But there are certainly a great number of things pointing us in that direction. On to Maya or Adrian or Tenero. You mean like how she didn't tell us about her buying her own suitcase? Yes, however, in regard to the keycard being stolen, I can't seem to find any evidence that she's lying about that. What can I combine? I think we can safely conclude that these fragments are from a pair of glasses. And the victim was wearing a pair of broken glasses. I'm sorry, how do you say masochistic? Like that, masochistic. What, did I say it a weird way? If I did, I didn't do it intentionally. Exactly what I was thinking. I'm sure that the shards would match perfectly with the remnants of those glasses lenses. I don't know why I'm getting all sassy all of a sudden. I'm sure that the shards would match up perfectly. Ergo, the victim was here, just as I suspected. So you're saying the real scene of the crime was here, sir? Isn't that what I've been saying for a while now? Oh, is it? I didn't know that. Perhaps it's a bit early to draw that conclusion. However, I believe that the probability has just skyrocketed considerably. All that's left is to find the murder weapon. Yes? I heard Shepard. What's wrong? What'd I do? Not really surprising the fandom almost exclusively ships her with women. Masochistic. You don't say masochistic. It's masochistic. Like you don't say sadism. It's sadism. Or like you say chapstick. All that's left is to find the murder weapon. Oh, this seems obvious. Now, why would Mr. Hicks have documents profiling Franziska? Oh, I know. I bet he's a big fan of Miss Von Karma, sir. Franziska said that she had come to this airport as part of an Interpol investigation. Oh, well, maybe Mr. Hicks had heard she was coming here and he followed her. Detective, I think it's more likely that Mr. Hicks was in actuality Interpol Agent Hicks. I think Franziska has some explaining to do. You want me to look it up? Fine, I'll look it up. I'll prove to you that I'm telling the truth.
Masochistic.
Shut up! See, I told you it was masochistic. Just immediately proven wrong. Anyway, I think Francisco has some explaining to do. You came to this airport to rendezvous with the victim, didn't you? Nonsense. What are you talking about? We found a profile detailing information about you in the victim's luggage. I suppose it was prepared for him so he could recognize when you would land. Oh, you'd recognize you when you landed. Which makes him not Mr. Hicks, but rather Interpol Agent Hicks, isn't that correct? I should have known you figured it by now. Figured it out, Miles. But it looks like they've got to him first. So you really did come here to receive an Interpol agent, then? Yes. Agent Hicks was on the trial of a very large international smuggling ring. It's a box with an X over it. That's getting clipped. No, don't clip me! Agent Hicks was on the trail of an international smuggling ring. He went undercover to investigate the crime. If you do clip it, it's got to include the way that I said it and then me looking it up, but I don't know if that can be done. I think that's too long. And it was I who put him on this case. I was supposed to receive a call from him in his cell phone when he landed. I never expected to receive a call about his murder instead. I think we now have a pretty definitive evidence that Agent Hicks came down here to the cargo hold. What are we doing around here, sir? There's nothing but luggage. Oh, I get it. Maybe he forgot something in his suitcase and came down to get it. Oh! Agent Hicks came down for a work-related reason, of that I'm sure. Yes, I'm sure he was here to investigate the smuggling operation he was observing. Francisco, do you know exactly how he intended to pursue his investigation? You two will probably let me? Yeah, maybe. No, unfortunately I was going to find out from after he landed. I see, but this raises another question. A normal passenger can't access the cargo hold on their own. Agent Hicks must have identified himself to a member of the crew and entered the cargo hold with that person who let him in. Yes, and then he was murdered here. These glass fragments and his broken glasses are a testament to that. And then the killer put Agent Hicks into one of the spare suitcases and they entered the elevator but while they were riding it up, the plane hit that patch of turbulence. Because the intense shaking, the suitcase popped open and Agent Hicks's body flew out. Look at this sleeping man. He's just asleep. At the same time, his wallet fell out of his pocket, spilling its contents everywhere. Which explains why the money was scattered all over the elevator floor. Complete. Woo! I think it's pretty easy to say who the culprit is at this stage. What? Really, sir? I know what you're thinking, Miles Edgeworth. But the killer can be none other than Miss Rhoda Retanero. Logic time! Definitive evidence. If it was a crew member, any one of them could have shown Agent Hicks to the cargo hold. But the point to keep in mind is the keycard that allows the elevator to come down here. The only person with such high-level access is Miss Rhoda Tenero. I'd say that's a pretty decisive piece of information, wouldn't you? I know what she's trying to say, but I'm not certain it's as simple as that. She's here for the smuggling case, but all she seems interested in is the smugness case.
Hold it!
That might be true, but then if anyone could, including Miss Meal or even the captain. Don't be a fool! A plane without a pilot is the cockpit. In the cockpit is like a horse without a rider crop in hand. Much like Scruffy over there. Hey! I can't disagree with her on that. Detective Gumshoe does always need a guiding hand. Very well. How about the other flight attendant, Miss Meal? I thought you might ask about her.
Hold it!
But it's highly unlikely that the keycard was stolen from Miss Tenero.
Objection!
It's highly likely. Is that possibility the best you can come up with? And you call yourself a disciple of my father? Yes, well, I don't have any evidence. Be quiet, you're a disgrace. There are more evidence pointing to Miss Rhoda Tenero, you know. And it's not just the keycard that gives her away. Are you talking about the murder weapon, the Captain Ugo piggy bank? Yes, she is the only person with a key to open that display case. Did she not notice that the thing was smashed open?
Hold it!
But that is a fake. Stop right there, Miles Edgeworth. You don't have any proof that this is just a red herring. If you must keep on insisting that it's a fake, then what is the real murder weapon here? Where did it go? Speechless, I see. It's not a surprise. After all, you know what we searched after the entire cargo hold and came up empty-handed. There must be a way. There must be something that can help me rule out the piggy bank as the murder weapon. What should I be examined further to help us ascertain the authenticity of the weapon? The body. Francisco, I think you were too quick to jump to your conclusions. Oh, was I? Yes, we don't even have the autopsy results yet. How can I not say that you had made a snap judgment when you have yet to even see if the wound of Agent Hicks' head is consistent with the murder weapon? Scruffy! Yes, sir? Contact the medical examiner office at once. I wish to hear the results of Agent Hicks' autopsy. Yes, sir. Off he goes. We've got a big problem, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Imagine if he came running downstairs and he just stumbles down them. What is it, detective? They're still doing the autopsy, but they said that they already know one thing for sure. Report, now. The doc said that there's one giant bruise from a beating from his shoulder down to his mid-back. From the victim's shoulder to his mid-back? He was beaten over such a wide area? Well, I'd say it'd be a sign that the killer had a grudge against Agent Hicks. It wasn't just his head, the killer went all out and hit him multiple times, sir. Scruffy, what is had a grudge against Agent Hicks supposed to mean? Well, that's, Was the wound on the victim's head consistent with the murder weapon, detective? Oh, well, they said they were still looking into that, sir. He didn't have a sword, so stairs didn't activate. You're completely useless. Yow! Oh, excuse me. Sir, I already told you, can't go down there. I don't know who this is. This is probably the annoying guy, isn't it? No, you remove you from my way. I can't remember the voice I gave him. Annie! There we go. What is all that racket? Yeah, I knew it. My luggage, my cargo, they're mine, and I demand you return them to me. We're still investigating the cargo hold, sir. Please understand that I have little patience. I suppose there is no choice. Finally, I think he gave... Hey, what are you... You've limited your choice, but to use strong force. You won't get past me. This is... Wait, that's it. That's what the whole thing has been about. Man, I wish I had my settings again because I can make it echo. I can't have to do it myself. Further, there's been no matter of the display case that held the murderous bank. After all, you know, we searched the entire cargo hold and came up empty-handed. Oh, I don't want to make it sound like Mickey Mouse. Oh, the doc said that it's one giant bruise from the beating from the shoulder down to his mid-back. That's bad bruising, Jesus. Do. I don't know if this is going to work, actually. Nah. The pieces don't fit together quite right. Allegedly, the killer struck the victim many times over. I'd like to think that he's thinking all of this in the split seconds that he was falling down. So he comes out of all of this the moment he's like, Eureka, I've got it. As soon as, like, the guy hits the bottom floor. Which is why there is extensive bruising over such a wide area. But is that really the correct conclusion to draw from the evidence? The bruise from his shoulder to the middle of his back is one continuous mark, which is more suggestive of a single blow to the back. If that's the case, then the piggy bank is much too small for to have caused that. Therefore, the murder weapon must have been something far bigger. The unusually large area of a bruising suggests that a very large weapon was used. If we're looking for a rather large weapon, you'd think it would stick out. But so far, we haven't found anything that resembles a weapon of any sort. Perhaps, just perhaps, it's something we've all overlooked from the beginning. Because normally it's too impossibly big to be taken into consideration. The airplane itself killed him! What was that all about? Was he trying to jump his way down here? Francisca! What? What do you want? I found it, Francisca. I found the real murder weapon. You did? It really jumped. We didn't realize it until now, but the answer has been right in front of us the whole time. There's a One Piece character that died after falling down the stairs, and thus the legend of D downstairs. D down the stairs. Oh, I just got the pun. Down the stairs, and their advantage over swordsman was born. Okay. Clearly, it was a ghost. He might be hurt. We should check up on him, sirs. There's that pompous attitude of yours again. You should learn to drop that habit. No one cares about the guy falling. This coming from a prosecutor with a habit of whipping everyone she comes across. Anyway, if you really are a prosecutor, then you'll have to back yourself up with evidence. You two aren't even listening at all, are you? Come on, show me this real murder weapon you speak of. I don't have evidence to show. I don't have any evidence to show you. Foolish reasoning for a foolish fool from a foolishly foolish fool meant to fool me. What do you mean by I don't have any evidence to show? Perhaps I should have phrased it as that what caused Hick's death is incorporeal. This really is a ghost. Forgive me, but I do believe I've figured out what the real cause of death is. Free fall! Yeah, just like the title! I did not know this was going to be a thing! I got it right! The victim fell from a great height and subsequently died. I'm just really glad that actually worked out. I didn't actually think there was going to be an option. I just did it because it was going to be, it's in the air, we're falling, you know? In other words, the real cause of death is free falling to the ground. He fell to his death? Yes, this is the only plausible possibility. The victim has extensive bruising on the back of his head and his back. And the only rational explanation of these injuries is that he fell to his death. But the murder happened inside the plane. I know. Are you claiming that there is some place in this plane from which he could have fallen from? As I said earlier, the answer has been right in front of us the whole time. You can't mean... Yes, I do. The victim fell from the top of the staircase of this very cargo hall, just like that dunk down the stairs guy. What? Then we're in trouble, sir. We have a second death on our hands, sir. Hey, you! Tell me you want dead, pal. Quiet. Why are you screaming? He's alive. And there you have it, Miles Edgeworth. It is not possible that Agent Hicks fell over the railing to his death. That man is living proof of that. I suppose it's true that it's not possible, given the current circumstances. The current circumstances? What is that supposed to mean? I suppose the large piece of cargo wasn't there at the time. What would have happened then? It would have been a Bojinian pancake for sure, sir. I suppose that man over there still wouldn't be breathing. But the reality is the cargo box is there. So there is no point in entertaining your wild hypothetical scenarios. I don't know why I'm talking like this. It may be there now, but there's no proof that it was there always. Ha! As if there could be a window of time when the giant box was not there. Ah, but there was. What? I made that sound so quiet. Like, what? What do you mean it's not there? Why are you doing this to me, my brother? What can I use to show her the possibility the box was not always there where it was now? Oh, whoops. This one.
Take that!
You refueled in the Republic of Zengfa. Yes, this flight had a short layover in Zengfa in order to refuel. But that wasn't the only reason for the layover. We also transferred some cargo. What if the box in question was only transferred onto the plane at that time? To further prove my point, let's take a look at what's next to the box in question. It's labeled Zengfa Express. Correct, meaning it was loaded onto the plane in Zengfa. Woo! Now, what if the box in question was also loaded on that same time? It would mean that the box was not here in the cargo hold during the Europe-Zengfa leg of the flight, making a clear drop from which Agent Hicks could have fallen to his death entirely possible. Ah, but your theory is still very far-fetched. And then allow me a chance to prove how very likely my scenario is. My first order of business will be to examine the piece of cargo in more detail. Whee! So Mr. Hicks was actually an Interpol agent. That is so cool! I can't believe he was from Interpol. The adventure, the glamour. And the miraculous big escape when you get caught by the enemy. Except in this case, there was no big escape. You loved that? I'm glad you liked it. And no miracle. The leftover suitcases sit here lined up in pretty two neat rows. Too bad, Mr. Nero, but this design is unmarketable. I'd buy one if it was cheaper, sir. Do you think they'd sell it to me at a discount? Oh, or why don't they sell me in the airport and have a bargain basement sale? Buy one, get one free. If you win the raffle, you get one more for free. How about those ideas, sir? I think if they did that, everyone would lose. You know you're a police officer, you could just take one. This is a rather large piece of cargo. There's a tag on it, sir. Let's see. Aleph Red statue. Never heard of it. Nor I, but I care about it if we can prove it wasn't here at the time of the crime. Now let's get investigating, sir. Look here, you do not go touching my possessions without permission. I'm so angry I can't speak English. Don't rust on me like that, pal. So this belongs to Mr. LeBlanc, does it? I should see what else I can find out from him. Tell me what you know. I am so close to you, it looks like we're making out. Gummy is a good boy, he wouldn't steal. Yeah, I guess. I take it that this large piece of cargo belongs to you, Mr. LeBlanc. Of course it is mine. I shipped this fine piece of art from Europe. This Aleph Red statue is worth 10 million cents. No, maybe much, much more. Mr. LeBlanc's reason for choosing this plane must have been the large cargo hold. 10 million cents. I suggest you start trying to calculate how many packets of noodles that makes, Detective. Darn. How did you do that? I feel like you keep getting better and better at seeing right through me every year. Though I grow with every revolution of the planet around the sun, I have the distinct impression he continues to madly spin in place. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, so that 10 million cents, is that in euros or in dollars? Does it really make a difference to our case? Mr. LeBlanc, is there a chance that your cargo related to the murder case? I was wondering if you would allow us to examine it a bit closer. It's a very unpopular piece of art, so no, there will be no touching. I can say you have guts to show me a piece of art this time. I've already talked to you about this. I don't know what to speak again. I'm spitting all over my screen. I'm just doing each one as usual. What a waste! How horrible to see a priceless piece of cloth soiled! I assure you it wasn't me. I believe it to be the work of the killer. I will teach that killer a lesson. You can be sure I will. It'll be the LeBlanc Revolution. I think he meant the LeBlanc Retribution, but either way, it sounds intimidating. Is it going to be smuggling? Yeah, pretty much figured. If Mr. LeBlanc has something to do with the smuggling ring, then it's possible this fake statue was brought on board in Zhengfa. I think I need to question him a bit further. Oh, whoops. Skip! About your statue, Mr. LeBlanc. I wonder if it might be a fake. What? How dare you say my arc is fake? I suspect its statue might be the target of an international smuggling ring. Don't say such fantastical things. Those thieves would not dare. I have certification of my cargo right here. Do you mean the cargo certification document? Mr. Zinc LeBlanc, why didn't you say so earlier? Please show it to us at once. It's a bunch of squiggles. I can't read this. What does it say? It's as plain as day. The cargo was put into the plane in Europe. Oh boy, I wonder if he'll fully explore this ring. Wording, Raffatron. And there you have it, Miles Edgeworth. Too bad for you. This statue was brought on board in Europe, just as it states in this certificate. No, that's... Which means that there never was a window of time in which the statue wasn't sitting there. I respectfully disagree. We can't discount the theory until I see the statue for myself. You have your wish. Look at it yourself, sincere and right. This. I know that I've seen this somewhere before. This is the Aleph Red. It gives off such a feeling of art. I can practically smell it. This statue has a high amount of historic value. After it was unveiled at a museum in Europe, I brought it to this country to exhibit it. Piece of art shipped by LeBlanc, who claims it was worth 10 million cents. Why does his eye glows? I believe a closer look is warranted here. So this is the famous Aleph's Red statue, What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Did you find something? There's something wrong with this picture. We should examine it in more detail. What are these weird dots here? Is that part of the statue, or is that supposed to imply something's there? This is the Aleph Red. I swear I've seen this somewhere before. No wonder this thing is worth 10 million cents. Look at how it sparkles, sir. I wouldn't call it sparkle, detective. Maybe something along the lines of dully shining. Are these eyes made of some sort of gem? That's a steel. That's a real nice shade of orange. For a sec, I couldn't even tell they were jewels. Oh, but they kind of remind me of the eyes of this stray cat that lived in my house. Are the eyes supposed to be this color? Is it possible the statue is a fake? They're supposed to be red. What's this? This statue looks like it was stepping all over the neighbor's cloth cover. It kind of resembles its owner attitude in a sense. Oh. You, what did you say now? Further, my clothing hem is not being stepped on by anyone. It is too expensive for me to allow that to happen. Smudginess and stone texture? Yeah, maybe. I think it's just the way that it was done. It kind of looks like it's on the glass and not the statue. Because it looks like someone just got like a paint tool and just went, there you go. Please forgive the trespasses, Officer, my subordinate. Why should I forgive the trespasses? Unless it is an expensive dress, you keep it. The leftover suitcases sit here, lined up in two pretty neat rows. Too bad, Miss Tenero, but this design is unmarketable. I've already said this. What do we have here? It says Zhengfa Express on the cloth, sir. I'm going to take a guess and say that this delivery company is based in Zhengfa. Something is tugging on the corner of my mind, as though something is out of place. It's the cloth. It's the cloth. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the events I hold?
Eureka!
I'm not entirely confident that there's a contradiction here. What do you think, Detective? Well, I think it's really suspicious looking, sir. My well-trained gut tells me so. I see. Well, I must be mistaken. because Gumshoe says that he thinks something's here, we're like, oh, I guess that means that nothing is here then. My mistake. How come it, when I answer confidently, you take that mean we're off course, sir? It's probably the eyes then. Fun fact, these games had an anti-piracy function that replaced old text with Borginian. Really? Wow.
Eureka!
These eyes are awfully orange, don't you think? Yeah, and pretty. They remind me of sunsets when I was in grade school, sir. I don't think you see what I'm talking about. No, I do, but it's really like the colour of the sun when that's setting, sir. Ah, the memories. I remember standing out on that field, spinning with my arms out until I felt ill. Why does it feel like we're supposed to be having like sad song or like bittersweet music going on in the background? He's talking about this. I remember my mother as she baked a pie for me, and I waited for the sun to set. The waves lapping against the coast as I wondered about life and my family. Would I ever find my true path? I don't care about sunsets. Focus, detective. What color are the eyes in this photo? Huh? Sir, they're red. As I thought, this statue is a fake. Before the war, yeah. Mr. LeBlanc. What do you want? Do you not know how I'm busy now? I'm a busy man. I allow you 2 seconds for your answer. The Alfred, I suppose, is your pride and joy, is it not? It is the biggest trophy of this European trip. Do you know why I wanted to possess this statue? The trigger started 17 years ago. Better grab a chair, sir. Sounds like it's going to be about a long story. Mr. LeBlanc, I regret to inform you you have my heartfelt sympathy. But what is that? Sympathy for what? You'll see. I'd like you to compare the eyes. The large fellow there was very bright and very pretty eyes compared to you. I wasn't talking about the two of us. I meant the eyes of the statue in front of us and the ones in this photo. Why the sun yelling? Now then, oh. It is a photo of the statue on display in the museum in Europe. Do you see, Mr. LeBlanc? The statue before us is a fake. A fake? It's a fake? I believe that even further examination will be required. Now that we have confirmation that this is indeed a fake. Do you see, 17 years ago was when this whole story started, the DL7. The DL7 case! There must be some sort of proof that this was brought on board in Zhengfa. And I will present to you evidence that will resolve the remaining contradiction. Is this spot somehow connected to any evidence I hold? Is it... do I present this? No, this. There is clearly a contradiction here. What are you going on about? It's just a simple case of cargo cover getting stuck under another piece of cargo. That's not possible. But it is. It shouldn't be this way, but the statue is on top of the cloth. Supposing that the neighbouring piece of cargo was brought on board in Zengfar. By the way, I hope I'm not like too loud on the microphone. I keep moving it because I keep seeing myself peaking at times. So I'm like trying to move it at a distance where you can still hear me, but it's not like too loud. There is no way that any part of it should be winding up under something from Europe. Which means that this fake statue was smuggled on board in Zengfar. But then what about the cargo certificate? Let me ask in return, what about Agent Hicks? Why did he come down here in the middle of the flight? I'm good? Cool. There is only one reason why, to secure proof of the smuggling activity aboard this flight. So you say, but I don't believe he had to do that mid-flight. We could have just easily inspected all of the cargo after the plane landed. That may be true, however you have it backward, Francisca. Sure, Agent Hicks could have waited until after the plane had landed, but he had a reason for coming down to the cargo hold. Suppose he had found the fake app at the airport. It would have been after the swap had occurred. At that time, the suspicion could naturally fall onto the statue's owner, who would have no way to prove that the statue was switched without his knowledge, which means there is someone involved who is forging and modifying cargo certificates. Says the statue was loaded on board in Europe, but statue is a fake. Woo! I guess the victim knew the real version of this was going to get nabbed, huh? Yes, while this photo could have been seen nothing more as a simple souvenir, it is in fact taken to be used as a reference document later on. Next, Agent Hicks had to secure proof that the smuggling had taken place. He came down here to take a picture of the cargo hold, a rather empty one at that, right before the fake statue could be loaded on board. A photo of the hold missing a valuable piece of cargo could have been proof enough. After that, all he had to do was hold the Zengfar cargo crew and arrest the smuggler. Exactly. This only goes to prove my theory. If the statue was not in the cargo hold during the Europe, Zengfar leg of the trip, there would have been enough height from which Agent Hicks could have fallen to his death. Officer, move the statue immediately. I want a thorough examination of the floor underneath, now. Miss Von Cover, I'm ready to report my findings. Go on. After removing the relief statue out of the way, we tested the area under it with luminol, and there was a reaction. I see. There was a reaction to luminol, an indication that there was blood in that spot. Can we stop looking at it now, sirs? It would seem that my deductions were correct after all. I suppose it would appear that way. The culprit cleaned the blood up well. And how do you think the killer did that? How did the killer clean up the blood? With the cloth!
Take that!
The killer used the bloody cloth I found inside the suitcase to clean up the mess. I see. They had a chance to clean up all the blood before the plane landed in Zengfar. Luminol without Emmer? I know it's a travesty. The forensic is moving the statue, yeah. Yes, because otherwise the cargo crew would have discovered it during the layover. So you guys are saying that the murder happened before the plane landed in Zengfar? There is no other conceivable timeline for the events of the murder. But if that is true, then that throws a certain person's testimony into doubt. If the murder occurred before we landed in Zengfar, then this becomes highly suspect. Miss Meals. Recall Miss Meals' testimony about Agent Hicks in regard to when we departed Zengfar. I saw Mr. Hicks sitting in the seat at 5 a.m., you know, I do declare. She claims Agent Hicks was alive at the time of the service calls, but that totally contradicts the facts, sir. But why would she lie about something like that? I think the only person who can answer that is Miss Meal herself. To be continued. Oh. Okay, I think we've only been going for about an hour and a half. Oh, not even an hour and a half. We can keep going, definitely. That's the juror's line. Tonero, why are you here? You should be down at the precinct getting questioned. Unless you were like midway there and then Franziska just called out, bring back the suspect now. 3:35 p.m. Miss Meal. Miss Meal? Huh? Do you recall what you said earlier? About when you answered some service calls as we're departing from Zengfa? Huh? You said that Mr. Hicks was sitting in his seat at that time. However, that is simply not possible, because Mr. Hicks was dead long before we ever touched down in Zengfa. Oh? Miss Cammy Meal! Like, maybe I didn't see what I thought I did? No one could make a mistake so large, Miss Meal! But, like, I make that kind of boo-boo all the time. This is going nowhere. You must do a better way of resolving the contradiction. Very well, Miss Meal, if you please, tell me about your alibi during the time span. I was high when I said, yeah, it's the bubbles! Just sleeping bubbles. Also, her earrings make me think she has bubble gum in her ear. Or chewing gum. I mean, they're both the same thing. From what just before we were to land at 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. when the body was found. Are you telling me I'm a suspect, Mr. Edgeworth? Miss Meal's alibi. Yeah. From 3 to 4 hours, in the flight attendant's room, all by my lonesome self. Yeah. And from 5 to 6, I was, in the flight attendant's room, all by my lonesome self. This woman is blitzed out of mind. How is a man supposed to react to a testimony like that? Miss Meal, wake up! She fell asleep again. It looks like the only way to keep going is to be able to wake her up by pressing her. Here's her coffee. Miss Meal, wake up! I'm awake. Miles Edgeworth, I demand that you do something about this flight attendant this instant. Why ask me to wake her when you can finally put that whip to her appropriate use? Whip the girl! Whip her!
Hold it!
If I remember correctly, food was being served in first class in the lounge between the hours of 3 and 4 a.m. Yeah, but like that kind of stuff run by Miss Rhoda? Then what were you doing in the attendance room at that time? Eating? And then have a most delicious dream. You mean you were neglecting your duties? No way. Sleeping part of our job, you two, you know. I don't know why, but I like this pose that she has. For that one.
Hold it!
Miss Meal, how many times do I have to repeat myself? Wake up! Oh, I'm awake. Yeah, ow! What did you whip me for, sir? I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, bless me. Apparently, pretending to fake yawn makes me sneeze. Oh, what did I miss? Poor detective being on the receiving end of a lash in your stead. Really? Sorry about that. You can make amends for that by continuing with your testimony. Thank you.
Hold it!
So you were alone the entire time, were you? Yeah, no one even popped their head in to say hi. Oh, I think a contradiction just popped in to say hi. What should I do? Raise an objection? Miss Meal, there's a clear contradiction embedded in your testimony. Huh? What are you talking about? It's not possible that you were alone in that attendance room the whole time from 5 till 6.
Take that!
I wonder if you'll be able to take a look at this receipt, Miss Meal. I was debating whether it was between the one where, because Miss Tonero said that she bought a suitcase and brought it to the room, and the thing she gave saying that she was there and saw Mr. Hicks in his chair at 5, which she couldn't have if she was in the room. Huh? A receipt? For what? It's for the suitcase Miss Tonero bought. Now, if I may direct your attention to the timestamp, as you can see, it clearly says 5:40 a.m., Miss Tonero. Yes. Huh? Why is the killer here? I thought you'd locked her up by now. I requested that she be present for as a witness so that we may straighten out your complex lie. And now then, Miss Tonero, between the hours of 5 and 6 a.m., you took a trip to the first class down to the first floor in-flight shop, correct? I go bullshit on the evidence, no one would buy one. Not even the creator. But yes, I went to the shop to buy a suitcase. After which I went straight to the attendance room to drop it off. And did you see Miss Meal out there at the time? No? So, Miss Meal, where were you really between the hours of 5 and 6 a.m.? Miss Cammy Meal! Huh? The bathroom? I'll be the one to ask the questions here. Oh yeah, maybe that's it. I probably just missed her. The nature calls, you know. Do you take me for a fool? There is little to no convenient. That's a little too convenient to be true. But it's the truth. Cross my heart. While you're crossing your heart, do up your shirt. I don't think enough conclusive proof to counter-argue her at this stage. You don't believe me, do you? But please, won't you give me a chance and hear me out? New evidence. Reason for suspicion. Look, I know you suspected me because I'm one of the crew, but you'd think that maybe you should also suspect Miss Rhoda too. Like, she's the one in charge of the elevator keycard in the shop, you know. If you ask me, that makes her pretty super suspicious. Please, leave Miss Tonero out of the conversation. Only you under suspicion for now. I don't get it. Why are you covering Miss Rhoda all of a sudden? Oh, now I get it. Maybe you've got your eye on Miss Rhoda. Of course I'm keeping my eye on her. I can't very well let her escape, can I? Never mind. But you want to know something? Miss Rhoda actually kind of I have absolutely no interest in people who can't appreciate my sense of design. Now's not the time for this sort of talk. So she liked us until we said that her suitcases sucked.
Hold it!
No, it's the only reason I was suspecting you. He doesn't have an eye for women. Nah, he's only got one love interest, and it's Wendy Oldbag. Even if he doesn't want it. Your statement regarding Mr. Hicks also turned out to be a bunch of lies. But, like, say I wasn't an attendant? You wouldn't suspect me then, would you? Yes, I suppose that's true enough.
Hold it!
She is already being detained for further questioning. Or have you already forgotten? Oh, yeah, I guess I just forgot. Cammy, don't tell me you suspect me too. Sorry, can't help it. I mean, other than you, there's no one else who could have done it. I have to say, we're in a flight. There's more than just 4 people on this flight. We'd have more than 2 attendants on this whole entire flyover, you know. Oh, sorry, I had to burp. Ooh. Wendy just rips through space and time to appear behind Edgy Poo. She's been there the whole time. I can't believe you would think that. I mean, me, a killer? Miss Meal, what did you mean by just no one else could have done it?
Hold it!
And what are you in charge of, Miss Meal? I take care of the attendance room. That doesn't count. But I spent so much time in there. It might as well be my responsibility. Mr. Edgeworth, Cammy, and he said Cadworth, or something. Cammy is very talented in languages, so she assists passengers who may not speak English, especially those who speak Borginian. She's the only one on this flight who is fluent. Oh, you mean that kind of, what am I in charge of? Why didn't you say so in the first place? What else could I have meant? Yeah, so like, I'm really good at Borginian. She's fluent in Borginian. And then I suppose you're in charge of processing documents in Borginian. Yeah, I take care of anything that has to do with Borginian. Very interesting. She wrote the document.
Hold it!
Actually, your on-the-job behavior makes you super suspicious in my eyes. Huh? But, like, why? Well, Miss Tenero is busy with the passengers and all other duties. You have a lot of free time on your hands, thus providing you with ample time to commit the crime.
Objection!
Miles Edgeworth, I demand you cease and desist in this line of conjectural questioning. I would allow you to bluff your way through this like a defense lawyer. But I do not honestly believe Miss Meal does any actual work aboard this flight. Oh, that's not true, Mr. Edgeworth. Although, well...
Hold it!
So what exactly do you do as the one in charge of some Borginian stuff? I do stuff, like translate things from into Borginian. Cammy is the only member of the crew who understands Borginian, Mr. Edgeworth. Miss Meal, I take it that it is your job to process all Borginian paperwork. At some point, I'm just going to say, like, Bolognese, because I just can't be bothered to say Borginian over and over. Yeah, I see. I totally pull my weight around here. Oh, wow, I pulled on a different voice there for a second. Wow, I got way into character. So it would appear. Perhaps I should ask her for a few more details about her work and... Miss Meal, it's very unladylike to push suspicion onto someone else. That's not what I'm doing at all. I'm just saying that Miss Rhoda is very sus. There you go, pushing everything onto her again. I don't get what you're saying. It must be really abstract concept, huh? The only thing abstract here is the landscape inside your head, where it is perfectly empty. Oh, who am I kidding? I scream in that case.
Objection!
So you are the only one in this flight crew that speaks Borginian. Is that correct? Yeah, I guess so. I've studied abroad Virginia for a while. Is she like actually waking up now? If that is the case, then the signature on this document belongs to you, doesn't it? This is a falsified piece of documentation with only one purpose: to lead anyone who read it to believe that Mr. Blanc's statue was loaded in Europe. I mean, she kind of had to have figured that signing a document and translating it would put a spotlight on her. The only person who could have either prepared or processed this document is Borginian. It's you, Miss Meal. Without your participation, the smuggling of the Aleph Red could not have occurred. She's going to use her bubbles as weapons once we find her out. I can see it. Don't sleep when I'm pointing my finger at you. Oh, wow, she really did wake up. And she does have bubbles! I was joking! Okay. Oh, I wouldn't dream of falling asleep on you, Mr. Edgeworth. It is exactly as you say. Are you confessing to have participated in the smuggling? It's like, mask fully drops, doesn't speak like a valley girl anymore. Or at least, you know, she speaks more straight. No, far from it. It's true that I was the only one who signed off that document. But you can't use that fact alone to make your allegation of smuggling stick. And there's no direct correlation after all. All you have is my signature on a piece of paper. She's suddenly using big words when she didn't before. Really? All you did was sign it. I neglected to check if the cargo hold had been loaded into the plane properly. So, sorry about that. It seems that she's finally woken up. This is going to be a tough fight. Suppose, and this is just a supposition, even if it was involved in the smuggling, you can't throw the charge of murder on me just like that.
Objection!
If you were involved in the smuggling, you would have a strong motive to kill. Agent Hicks was in the middle of an investigation regarding a smuggling ring. And just when he was about to close in, he's killed by a member of that ring. Well, did you ever stop to think that maybe Rhoda is a smuggling ring member? After all, unlike me, Rhoda has access to many things on this plane for work purposes. Aye, she's attacking me with bubbles, I know it! So perhaps there is some element of a setup at play in this case. What are you talking about? Don't worry, I wasn't talking about you. I meant the killer. First it was myself, and now it's Miss Tenero who is under the microscope. Seems to me that our killer is going to great lengths to put this crime on anyone they can. We have no proof that Rhoda is being set up, or that she isn't. Actually, I believe that she was indeed the intended target from the very beginning. I believe the plan was to push all of the blame of the crime onto her, and this evidence will prove my suspicion. This proves that the killer was out to frame Miss Tenero from the very beginning.
Take that!
The killer could have hidden the body anywhere, and yet they chose the suitcase. Why is that? Perhaps it was to move the body from up here to the lower deck to the first floor. If you hear any rubbing, it's me, wiping my mic. Sorry about that. However, why go through the trouble to do so? Careful with that teddy, you're going to rip his head off. The only way all of these actions make sense is if the killer had wanted to frame Miss Tenero from the murder. Miss Tenero buys herself a suitcase on every flight she works at without fail. But should her suitcase be switched with the one containing the victim's body, that would put her in a very tight spot. Unfortunately for the killer, the turbulence put an end to that plan. There wasn't enough time to put the body back in the suitcase. The teddy is the mastermind. It's just like Batman with the Scarface toy. Or puppet. Ergo, they made to do with whatever was at hand, adapted to their plan, and tried to frame me as I lay unconscious on the floor from the turbulence. The killer then went to hide the suitcase in the in-flight shop, and brought the piggy bank back to the elevator in order to fabricate a false weapon. A lot of work for a fruitless endeavor, wouldn't you agree? Sounds like the killer had a tough time too, huh? I mean, why did the killer need to frame someone that badly anyway? That is because of the special circumstances surrounding this particular case. What special circumstances dictated the need for the killer to frame someone? Where the murder took place, when the murder took place, and who the murder victim was. They're all pretty important. I guess because it would be who? The killer... No, this is wrong. The killer was at loss for what to do with Agent Hicks's body. But as it just so happens, there was a bunch of empty suitcases nearby. Being a skinny man, the killer thought to put his body in the suitcase and hand it off. You mean that the whole plan to frame someone was an elaborate coincidence? No, that's not what I said. You've wrongly deduced my meaning, Miss Meal. The one with the wrong deductions is you. Think before you speak again. Patient Francisca, I was about to reveal the truth. What special circumstances dictated the need for the special... Okay. When? The murder took place before the movie was scheduled to go on. This is also wrong. Around that time, almost all of the passengers had returned to their seats. Therefore, the killer had to choose someone who was not at their seat to frame. Isn't that an explanation of how the killer chose who and not why they had to do it? Well, I thought it best to start from there. If you're going to talk about completely unrelated matters, do you mind if I take a nap? Hold on! I'm just getting to the meat of my argument. Okay. At least I get to do all of them. I get to see the options. The special circumstances is simply that the murder took place on the plane mid-flight. No matter which country, customs is quite strict in this day and age. So no matter what you do, the chances that the body will be found is very high. Therefore, there was no other choice but to frame either Mr. Nero or myself. In other words, the only one who fits within the boundaries of the criminal's movements is not Mr. Nero or myself, but you, Miss Camille. Only you and you alone could be the killer. And? Are you done already? I was about to fall asleep again. Anyway, let's be honest here. You don't have anything on me other than a whole lot of circumstantial evidence. You got hit by the bubbles. Ooh, new music. I could see the outline of how the murder occurred, but I have no definitive evidence. Ooh, a drum beat. Oh, okay. I like this. So isn't there a piece of evidence that's still unaccounted for? Something that I still can't fit into the big picture? Something that doesn't fit. What doesn't fit in this story? The phone, maybe? Because it disappeared. Hey, Matt the Shirt, welcome. Just got you already in the cargo hold? Yeah. Maybe the phone, because the phone hasn't been brought up since, and it just disappeared one time. But that would make sense, because we did find it. The way I'm thinking it is either going to be the statue or it's going to be phone. I'll go with the phone first. I don't have any actual evidence. I thought not. But that's because it went missing and still is. Oh no, we didn't find it. Oh yeah, we just know what it looks like. Missing? What do you mean by that? In the complex puzzle of this case, there was one piece I get getting stuck on, and that is the victim's cell phone. Francisca, you were waiting at the airport for a phone call from Agent Hicks's cell phone. Or at least that's what you told me. But that's right. But Agent Hicks's cell phone could not be found at the crime scene. You mean the killer took the phone with them? Precisely. I suspected if we found that phone, I would lead us to the killer. Come on, get serious. If the victim fell to his death from that height, wouldn't his phone break as well? We don't know that until we try a little experiment, will we? Francisca, I'd like to ask you for your assistance. You know the victim's phone number, do you not? Of course I do. Her phone is exactly the same, but blue? Agent Hicks's phone! It's ringing from somewhere, sir. I hear it, detective. Now where is it coming from? Oh, I was hoping it was one of those things where you walk around, it gets louder. It sounds like the phone is up in the flight attendant's room. We better hurry into the flight attendant's room, sir. Oh, okay. Was it a blockier? It was 09, it's the style of the time. I mean, 09, I had a flip phone. I think. The ring is coming from somewhere in here, sir. Leave no stone unturned, Detective Gumshoe. We must find it. It doesn't seem to be over here. Then let's look somewhere else, sir. Is it going to be in the locker? The ring is coming from over here, sir. What? No, it can't be. This has got to be the victim's cell phone. Just whose locker is it, sir? It's Mr. Nero's. What? I get the feeling that that door was open recently, because I don't remember that shirt sticking out of it before. So, Mr. Edgeworth, how did it go? Where did you find the phone? I found it in the flight attendant's room, in Miss Tenero's locker. What? But... Rhoda Tenero! I don't know anything about the phone. It wasn't me! It wasn't me! Miss Von Kammer, is it? I suggest you arrest Miss Rhoda Tenero right away.
Objection!
Wait, I have a theory. This is related to the incident with the keycard. When the killer went to steal the keycard, they conveniently stashed the cell phone in Miss Tenero's locker at the same time.
Objection!
This is related to the keycard, alright? In the same way that you have zero proof that the killer just did that, or did just that. He's getting smarter. My brain is getting more wrinkles. It hurts. The only voice that sings the truth is evidence. That is one bird we cannot ignore. What should I do? Francisca's right. I can't offer beastless conjectures at this point. Alright then, why did the culprit take the cell phone from Agent Hicks? I like that the foreign guy is just in the background. He's like, I don't know why I'm here anymore. Also, where's the statue gone? I know he moved it, but where did they put it? It must have something very incriminating on her or in it.
Hold it!
What now, Miles Edgeworth? It's not over yet. We have yet to figure out why the killer took the phone. What? Inside this phone lies the final piece of incriminating evidence that will point us to the killer. We need to examine this phone in more detail. Well, the screen's cracked. LeBlanc ate it. The LCD is broken. Without a screen, you can't even place a call with this. Ah, it was a camera lens. Come to think of it, I wonder, how exactly was Agent Hicks planning to preserve the crime scene of a smuggling? Francisca, I need you to confirm something. This cell phone, can it take pictures? Mr. Edgeworth, I can't believe you don't know about this kind of basic stuff, sir. This looks like a very similar model to my own. And mine can take photos just fine. Do you think Agent Hicks would have taken some pictures with this? In particular, pictures as evidence for this smuggling case. If so, I'd say there'd be some very inconvenient photos in here for our killer smuggler. But the phone's all busted up, sir. Even a super prosecutor can't repair a broken phone. I'll find a way, don't worry about that. I'll go back to sleep now.
Objection!
The LCD screens on the inside and outside are broken, that's for sure. But there's also a reason enough to believe that the killer wasn't able to erase the data. I mean, just because the screen doesn't work doesn't mean the phone doesn't. You can plug it in and get the files through a computer. Even in 2009 you could do that. What? What do you mean by that, Francisca? It looks like our killer isn't very familiar with electronics. Surprising considering this day and age, considering she works in an airplane, which is probably one of the most advanced technologies we have. Not the most, but one of them. This phone still rang when I called it, meaning that only the LCD screens are broken. It's possible that the photos are still inside, waiting to be accessed. All we need to do is transfer the data to my phone. Francisca, your phone, if you please. Very well. It's transferring. Alright, displaying. Look at the bunch of squiggles on the other one. This is... Agent Hicks was most certainly trying to obtain some evidence for his smuggling case. Don't blame Edgeworth, he was raised by old people. I'm not blaming Edgeworth, he's fine. I'm talking about the flight attendant. Hey, the Alice Redsnow was seen to be seen in this picture, sir. But this has no meaning as a piece of evidence in the murder case, right? Ouch, she's right. There's not much we can find out from this one about Agent Hicks' killer, sir. Is that it? Is this the end? Is there really nothing in this photo that we can use? The fact that all the suitcases are here in this photo is odd. Agent Hicks was still alive at the time. So what exactly is so odd about this suitcase that haven't been used yet? Yes, well, I was only pointing out things that are different now, between now and then. Your off-topic ramblings have put a Put this attendant to sleep yet again, Miss Miles Edgeworth. I'll give a sleepy here a rude awakening. A deafening objection with a contradiction. Boxes of bedsheets. They're still in the cargo hold, though. There's nothing unusual about them in particular, but I can't shake the feeling. Oh, if you just play around, make it good. Mind if I go home? Yes, I mind. What exactly is different between then and now? What's all this? Oh, a cargo ship from Virginia to Zengfa. So the reason they aren't here now is that they were dropped off in Zengfa. Mr. LeBlanc, can you tell me about the contents of these boxes? Unfortunately, there is no English written on them anywhere. One cluster of boxes written in Virginian. It just says Israel. It is cloth in English. Cloth? Could it be? Is this where the killer... What? What is that scary face? Miss Meal. Yes. It appears that Agent Hicks was no ordinary investigator. He left us with a piece of evidence after all. A striking piece of evidence that will point out who the killer is. Huh. Maybe you should force yourself mistaken reading of a simple picture, Mr. Edgeworth. The Virginian cargo in this piece of evidence will point us straight to the killer. Oh, whoops. Meant to present. And what is that supposed to prove? The killer used this piece of cloth to wipe out the blood they had spilt. But there is one thing that bothered me this whole time. Where did it come from? And now I have finally found my answer in this very photo. The cargo that was unloaded in Zengfa had cloth written in it. In Borginian, that is. And this is where the killer grabbed a piece from to clean up the blood with. That's right. The killer was someone who could read and understand Borginian. And the only crew member that fits the description is you, Miss Camille. Sorry if I sound a bit weird, I'm dancing. That's pretty flimsy. The killer probably searched through all the boxes looking for something to use. When you're frantic, you don't care if the box is English or Virginian. Sorry, but I can't agree with you on your assessment of the killer's indiscriminate nature. What? There was no need for the killer to tear through the boxes at random at all. And if the killer supposedly could not comprehend Borginian, well then... logically, the killer would have opened this box first.
Take that!
This proves that the killer knew how to read the Borginian. Where? You don't fool me! Don't pretend as though you don't see what I'm talking about! I don't understand either. I don't get it at all, sir. Alright then, I'll show you two all once again in a more understandable fashion. You don't fool me! Don't pretend as though you know what you're talking about. I should probably have known better than to play pretend.
Take that!
Hey, it says bedsheets in English right on the box, sir. Precisely, and bedsheets would have been perfect for cleaning up blood, wouldn't you say? Depending on the bedsheet. So what are you trying to say? That if I were the criminal, this box of bedsheets would have been what I've been spotted first. However, the killer chose to use some Virginian cloth. Do you have an explanation for that? The killer didn't want anyone to know that the real scene of the crime was this cargo hold, so they were afraid to leave signs that the box of the sheets had been opened. However, the Virginian cloth, well, that's a horse of a different colour. Because the killer knew it was going to be unloaded in the Republic of Zengfa. Yes, that's right. That is why the Virginian cloth was used. And the only Virginian reader on board who could make such a calculated decision is you, Camille. You and you alone. She's using the toy as a defense weapon. It would be very easy for us to confirm if any of the boxes were resealed. All we would have to do is contact the Zengfa authorities in time. We may even find other evidence to incriminate our killer within these boxes. So what do you say, Miss Meal? Why not confess to your crime here and now? Or would you rather wait and see to find out what we find from our investigation in Zengfa? No! Oh. I can't go for that long. Her own bubbles are attacking her. He was Interpol. I couldn't stop it. I brought him here. He started taking pictures. I could be found out. I was scared. I was in trouble. Whee! That's a shot. Damn. March 12th, 5:26 p.m. I don't know why, but the way that she was saying no, it immediately reminded me of the cowboy guy from the first DLC case, from the first game. He was like, no! And he got shot. We finished taking all the arrangements to take the suspect in, sir. Very good, detective. What about the smuggling route? Did she say anything about that? They're taking her down to the precinct now. Hopefully we can get more out of her there. What were I focused on? I was looking at the guy. He looked like... it was like this normal person, like girl that fits the theme of this whole thing, and then this realistic guy just falling to his death. I was like, oh, okay. I was not looking at the boob window. No, sir. An eye tracker wouldn't work. What are you talking about? I don't have one of those. I can't use that. Whenever we approached the topic, she just started foaming at the mouth. I think she ate some of those bubbles. It was scary, sir. She probably wasn't prepared to commit a murder all of a sudden. One thing is for sure, the ring behind this whole mess means serious business. Fake Marshal, yeah. It looks like there are a lot of more cases than meets the eye. Mr. Edgeworth. I just wanted to say how much I appreciate everything you did. Thank you very much. It was nothing. In fact, I should be the one thanking you for cooperation. I think this is the first time a case has been solved before it got to court. Like, obviously, I'm not talking about the first case, because that technically is the case after this. But I mean more as in, like, in all of the Ace Attorney games, this is the first time we've solved it before having to go to court and, like, interrogate people. We do better jobs than the police do. We figure out the real culprit. Instead of just going, it's Maya Fey all the time. It's Maya, always. She always does the crime. She's evil. Even in the past, it's Maya. But truly, if it wasn't for you, I might not be here right now. Instead, I can continue to serve our passengers as a flight attendant and buying my suitcases, wasting my money on useless, bad stuff I've made. I hope that, well, please accept this as my appreciation. That's... I see. You don't have to take it if you don't want it. No, I mean, I would never turn down a lady's generous offer. Oh, thank you. I'm sure it will serve you well. $1,000, please. And remember, we here at GoU Airlines were always ready to serve, Mr. Edgeworth. Thank you. I'll keep that in mind. Now, I must bid you farewell. May all your skies be blue no matter where you go. This whole thing about the guy being, like, with this animal stuff and he's dead or something and statues and things, is this ever going to come up again? Because it just seems like there was a lot of world building for this one guy and he's just... nothing here is about him. Now I must bid you farewell. May all your skies be blue no matter where you go. Is that why he allows the flowers from Wendy? Yeah, I guess. Oh, hiccups, excuse me. I can't believe we wound up investigating the whole day, sir. But boy, was it fun. Speak for yourself. My day was filled with earthquakes, elevators, and false charges. By the way, where's Francisca? Oh, she's filling out some customs paperwork for their departure. Departure? Yeah, Miss Von Commer's always really busy, sir. This is the oddly decent world-building duology. Yeah. So I guess both of these games, they build up the world a lot more, which is interesting. They should really do that more in the main games as well, to be honest. Because it's just like, yeah, we're in some sort of Japanifornia. They kind of tried to did it with the Spirits case. The Though I will say that might have been to its detriment because I don't think it was a good world. But that's me. She'd been flying from country to country to chase down some leads regarding her case. So the victim's name was meant to be a play on hiccups and something like reference Cammy. Really? Wow. I hiccuped at the right time, I guess. Detective, can you cancel the car I had you reserve earlier? You got it, sir. March 12th, 5:47 p.m. Hope Springs Airport. Everyone's gone. Franziska. I thought I told you when you first landed I have no time for idle chit-chatter. I have no intention of wasting your time. However, it has been a while since we last met. The last time was with the case where I humiliated you. I also have no time for such familiar reminiscences. The one where you go to the foreign country and you had to find Maya and she was training as a spirit medium. And the whole country was about spirit mediums. Well, sort of. I believe that was Spirit of Justice. I have no time for such familiar reminiscences. Just who do you think I am? You are Franziska von Karma, a very proud prosecutor preserving of much respect. Huh. Until only a little while ago, I was but a wretched mutt who was always losing to you. A dancing Poirot, living her life in name and fame her invincible father built. True, your father, Mandarin von Karma, didn't lose a single case of 40 years as a prosecutor. However, I wouldn't say he was invincible. What are you talking about, Willis? The group I'm on the trial of is a little more troublesome than most. The smuggling route we found this time is only one sliver of the big picture. Sounds like a dangerous assignment. You really don't have to worry. I can take care of myself. I have murder gloves, so I can kill anyone. Yes, I suppose you can. Plus, there is another agent on this case with me. Oh, another agent? He's a star among Interpol agents and has the highest successful arrest rate. Who knows? You may have run into him one day. I was simply caught up in this one case. I hardly see why we would cross paths. I suppose. But I doubt he would say the same. I'm not following you. You'll understand soon enough. The flight has only just begun, Miles Edgeworth. She wants help from Big Bro. I'll be back in this country soon enough. And when I am, you can be sure I'll pay you back in full. That could be bad or good. Or both. Good bad. And just like that, she's gone, huh, sir? Thank goodness, I can finally rest easy knowing I won't have to watch out for a whip. Detective Gumshoe, I want to thank you for all your help and cooperation. It was nothing, sir. I was just happy to be able to work with you again. I think I'm going to celebrate by adding a little extra salt to my instant noodles tonight. Just how much did you cut his salary by, Franziska? Detective, I was wondering you might give me a ride down to the prosecutor's office. Sure thing, sir. I'll even fly down the road to the patrol car if you want. Don't make me remind you, Detective. Safety first. And then he got embroiled in another case where someone else got murdered in his room. Thus I solved the first case upon my arrival in home. Franziska von Karma, the smuggling route she was after. The leaders of that ring had already put their trump card into play. I almost said turnip. I almost said turnip card, which make no sense. And the players on the other side of this war, they would begin to make themselves known through the next incident. Edgeworth speaking. I don't know who this is. Finally, I called who knows how many times earlier, but I couldn't get through. I'll just read it normally. And you are? Have you forgotten my voice, Miles, my boy? Mr. Romano. Ernest Romano, correct? I don't know who you are, but I'm sure. So you do remember me. I know it's rather sudden, but I can't answer this as anyone else. There's been an incident, Miles. My son. He's been kidnapped. Okay. Yeah, save. Kidnapped turnabout. Cool. Alright, how long have we gone? Oh, 2 hours. This is definitely a good place to stop. We can do a preview for the next episode, so let's have a look. The upcoming case features some of the world's worst Ace Attorney characters. Oh boy, I can't wait. Let's have a preview and see what's going to come up. That guy looks very spiky. I think it's a guy. Is he wearing like a fur coat? Other than that, he's got really long hair. Alright, we're just watching the preview and then we'll stop. So stop. Start from this episode, yes. The Kidnapped Turnabout. March 13th. That would be not as long now after? Like maybe a day? 1:04 a.m. It's time. Don't worry, Mr. Edgeworth. I'll be following your every movement with my binoculars. Good to hear. Now, make sure you don't lose sight of me. I'm counting on you for your backup. You can count on me, sir. I have to go. The kidnapper is supposed to contact me soon. Who would have thought that upon my return, I'd be thrust into a kidnapping case? And that I would be the one who would have to make the ransom drop-off. That they specifically asked for you? And in the ugly suitcase. Let's see, I checked that the money is all there, safe inside this suitcase. That's it. Now all I have to do is wait for instructions from the kidnapper, which I'm expecting to be transferred to my cell phone. Wait. Is that the... Is this a Blue Badger area? I wonder who else is around. This is the meeting place after all. That noise is going to get my nerves so fast. What is that horrifying creature? Why doesn't it have eyes? It's just black holes. Welcome to Gatewaller Land! Oh, thank you. And a big hello to you! I'm the Proto Badger. Nice to meet you. I thought he was going to pull out an axe. Excuse me, but would you perhaps think of taking a picture of me? A picture of you? Sorry, but I'm not interested. Oh, that's too bad. Well, have a good day. To be fair, that's exactly the suitcase the use deserves. Hello? Sounds like it's a robot voice. I can't do robot voice, so I'll just go, "Who are you? You are not Ernest Amano." It sounds like the kidnapper is using some sort of voice alteration device. I'm his representative, Miles Edgeworth. Are you a cop? No, I'm a prosecutor. I know what you're wondering, and yes, I have brought the ransom money with me. I see. In that case, bring the money with you to the stadium. To the stadium. So this person intends to see if I'm being followed. Huh. Please, Detective Gumshoe, I really need you to come through for me on this one. Random child and man. The Gavinier Special Concert? What? Battle of the Magician, Max Galactica and Troop Gramray. It really happened. I thought the Gaviniers didn't exist at this point. Maybe it's their teenage band. Edgeworth speaking. Next, come to the haunted house. And just how long do you intend to have me wander around for? That's for me to decide. You don't have much of a choice here, my friend. This is where they started? Ah, cool. I mean, those are really tiny guitars. And keyboards. And a microphone. Either those are scaled wrong or they're sized for children. I suppose not. I've arrived. Go inside. Oh boy, a horror area. The reflection is a little lagging behind us compared to our actual sprite. That's not creepy. Huh, what a dismal place. This is a long prologue. Like, preview. That's it, go through those doors. Clavier should be a young teen at this point, yeah. Am I being watched from somewhere? That would mean that this game came out not long after... I've forgotten his name. Apollo Justice, there we go. Because they only showed up in there. Leave the money and go now. I was hoping for an exchange, but maybe I should do as they say for now and not push it. This came out the year after? Okay. I couldn't even catch a glimpse of the kidnapper. Perhaps I should keep an eye on this haunted house until police backup arrives. Uh-oh. I was right! He's a murderer! I knew the guy was a murderer. Is that a real sword? Was it actually meant to be an Emma game? It was? That would have been great! It was a trap. March 13th, 11:23 a.m. Alright, cool. And now we can exit. And that is where we will end for today. Don't save. Exit game. Alright, cool. So we made a lot of progress. We finished case 2. We're now in case 3. I'm looking forward to it. I want to find out if Edgeworth dies. He probably won't, because that would be the end of the game. Man, it would have been great if this could have been an Emma game. Not that I hate Edgeworth or anything. I think it's great that it's still got his own game. But Emma Sky, like, Ace Detective would have been fun. Like, going around, like, being all sciencey and nerdy and be like, I've got luminol, I can fix this. Man, that would have been fun. You get to see what her life is like. But I get it. Want to focus more on the characters that are used a lot rather than Emma, who is only one DLC case, and games from Apollo Justice onwards a bit. Post time skip Emma is great. Yeah. But that's it for today. Thank you for joining, everyone. To be fair, email characters at this point, and we might not be as cool. Yeah, I think I know what you meant. You meant Emma, not email. The autocorrect is getting you a lot today. But yeah, let's finish. We have finished for today. I'll be picking this back up on Thursday. Yeah, today's Tuesday. So I'll be picking this back up on Thursday. So be sure to tune in for episode 3. I need a Gina investigations. That would be wild. Maybe lose my track of thought. I hate you. It's your fault. Nah. But yeah, tomorrow though, I'll be back with more Ghost of Tsushima. We are currently doing the DLC for that area because we finished the main game. We are now on Iki Island, which is fun. But yeah, that's it for today. As usual, if you liked it, be sure to follow, subscribe, click the bell notifications, like it, all that stuff. And if you want to help support me, thanks to Patreon and tips. And if you do become a patron, you get invited to the Patreon list here, where I give you a shout out every stream, like I do with Hiro Kuni and the Swordmaster 37. And thank you for the continued support. I greatly appreciate you all. And we become more stronger, more powerful investigators, and we find the truth and don't get our ears popped from going into the air. But yeah, thank you for joining. Y'all take care. Have a nice rest of the day. I'll see you all either tomorrow or Thursday for more of this. Until then, have a good rest of the day. Bye everyone. Bye Rafatron. Bye Matt the Shirt. Thanks for joining. It was fun. See y'all next time.